Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm back with some more updates coming out from the war between Russia and Ukraine, and I've got some big news to share with all of you today. We've got reports that last night Ukrainian drones struck a major weapons facility inside of Russia, this time in the Tver region near the city of Toropets. I will show you all on a map here in just a little bit where that is at, just a little bit west or northwest of Moscow. So, as we can see here on the video footage, massive fireballs and secondary explosions here at this facility. Literally almost looks like a nuclear bomb went off as this facility detonated. What we understand here is this facility had upwards of 30,000 tons of ammunition here. Lots of missiles were being stored. North Korean KN-23 ballistic missiles, Iskander ballistic missiles, S-300 and S-400 air defense missiles, Grad missiles. We're seeing lots of weapons here and missiles that were stored at this facility that went up in flames, and that is why we see an explosion so big. And this facility is approximately about 5 square miles wide, so it is a very, very big storage facility inside Russia. So I want to start talking about this some more today. I also have a few updates coming out from the Kursk region to share with you guys. Nothing too major. It's actually been relatively quiet in terms of news over here with the war between Russia and Ukraine. A lot of the news has been directed towards the Middle East right now with what's going on with Israel and Lebanon. So we're going to talk about several things. I also have a report up in the Yaroslavl district near Moscow as well, just north of Moscow. We had a fuel and lubricant refinery or some sort of facility that was on fire, and we don't know exactly how that fire was started, but I've got video footage coming out from there as well. So let's go ahead and hop into this. First, I've got a map to show you where this is located at, and I believe it was somewhere around 500 kilometers from the border of Ukraine, okay, from the northern border here. So we'll go ahead and zoom in to the Tver region. Here's the city of Toropets, and just to the east over here, this is the facility, okay? Stretches from all the way here upwards to here, okay? Look at how massive this thing is, okay? It's very, very big. Lots of buildings here that were storing equipment for Russia's military, and a lot of their weapons that are fired into Ukraine. We can see all these buildings just all over the place here, okay? It's definitely a massive facility. Stretches all the way to here. Maybe even this looks like it could be part of it also. But definitely down here, this is probably where we had that major explosion that we see in the video footage. That looks like a nuclear bomb went off. This is probably where majority of their weapons were stored, right here. And it would not be surprising to me that we probably had dozens, if not 30, 40, or 50 or more drones striking this facility all at the same time. And I've got multiple videos to show you just so many secondary explosions happening all across this place, okay? And from what I understand, again, it's approximately about 5 square miles of territory throughout this entire area, okay? So we'll go ahead and move on to X now. Let's hop on over here, and I've got some information to share with you here today. This is from Igor Sushko. Russia, explosions continue at the munitions depot in Toropets, Tver region after Ukrainian drone strikes. Local residents are being evacuated over 300 miles north of Ukraine past Belarus. So this is the video that I showed you guys on the waiting screen when you came in. I just showed you a little snippet of it. We're going to watch the full thing. It's 52 seconds with sound, okay? So go ahead and take a look at this. Pretty crazy.
О, смотри, 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 идет сюда. Офигеть, сейчас. Вот, вы видели эту волну? Просто жесть. А как светло было, вообще капец. Так, ну я думаю, что пора, парни, блядь.
Okay, so pretty intense footage what we're seeing here, this massive fireball, and as it moves forward, we can see multiple other areas of this facility exploding, and we can see lots of secondary explosions taking place at this time. And then at some point towards the end here, they were able to catch one of these missiles that looks like it started to fly away and then it landed on the ground. If you guys are able to catch that towards the end right there, pretty nuts, right there. It is crazy, right? So yeah, guys, massive hit here to Russia, and I'm sure Vladimir Putin is very, very upset by this. And from what I understand, this is definitely Russia's one of their largest storage facilities for their weapons. Okay, this could have been billions of dollars in losses just right here alone. Okay, just the Iskander missiles that they have, they're approximately $4 million a piece. Okay, so they were very expensive. So if this facility had even just 100 of them, look at how much money Russia's losing just from this one facility going up in flames. Okay, so very big. We've also got more video footage coming out from the informant. Last night, one of Russia's largest ammunition depots, located in Toropets in the Tver region, was destroyed in a Ukrainian attack, covering approximately 5 square kilometers and storing approximately 30,000 tons of ammunition. The explosion was so intense that it ripped out windows from houses kilometers away. Sources indicate that more than 100 Ukrainian attack drones were used in the operation, destroying a large stockpile of North Korean KN-23 ballistic missiles, Grad missiles, as well as S-300 and Iskander air defense systems. The depot was about 500 kilometers from Ukrainian border. Okay, so we've got looks like 3 videos here, and then also a picture of what appears to be somebody's window blown out. And I think we can see the blast there in the background. So let's go ahead and take a look at these real quick.
Ой, дом наш стоит. Все, Олег, нормально, дом стоит. Вон, я вижу его. Вот, видишь?
А, дом жив еще?
Да, да. Пока, да. Это вот, что там, вот, что вот это вот?
Арсенал.
Okay, we'll go ahead and pause it here. So as you can see, this is later into the morning when the sun was already coming up, and this thing is still detonating. I'm not sure if you guys are able to hear that. It might be a little low, but you can definitely hear these explosions happening in the background. And just over here to the right, we were able to see a moment ago, there's flashes there, okay? So this thing was still detonating, and it almost looks like a volcanic eruption. I mean, look at the amount of smoke that we're seeing here. Very crazy. And lots of satellite footage later is going to show us that you can even see the smoke coming from space, okay? So another video to take a look at. Okay, guys, sorry they panned the camera sideways. I wish they kept it upright, but we can see, looks like another resident that was nearby recording this as it was exploding. I mean, I'm sure everybody in the vicinity knew this thing blew up once it did, as you could probably hear all of this action from the background and then that huge shockwave knocking people's windows out. So we got one more video, I believe, to take a look at.
Теперь, блин, солнце. В садике все выбыло вообще. Просто все рамы. Вот там вот все со стороны Унера, вот все сюда. Даже листы скинуты. О, нет, тут на кухне вообще пипец. Дверь выгнула вообще.
All right, guys, definitely a longer video. We'll stop it there. But as we can see in this video, what this man's showing is the damage to all these windows that have been blown out. And hopefully nobody standing next to these windows got harmed, but I wouldn't be surprised if anybody did, considering how big of a blast this was and these windows getting completely blown out, as we can see from these videos, from this video footage here. So very scary to have to see that. I can't imagine the people that were living in this area when this occurred, okay? But definitely a major hit from Ukraine. And also we got this picture from the inside somebody's house showing this window being completely blown inward. And we can see in the background over there, they got a nice view of this facility blowing up in flames, okay? So very crazy, guys. We'll move on to our next update. Got another video here from Jason J. Smart. Russia's major storage facility for its missiles and rocket systems in Tver, 2 hours north of Moscow, was destroyed by Ukrainian drones. Explosions can be heard all the way in Moscow. Isn't that crazy, guys? 2 hours away, people could still hear the explosions. Parts of the Tver region are being evacuated and all schools are canceled. 12 seconds, take a look.
Ну вот это вообще нормально было, мне даже понравилось.
All right, absolutely frightening. They don't look like they're much more than maybe a few miles away, maybe 5 miles at the most. Definitely appears to be very close. I would not be standing here filming this. I'd be taking off running. But yeah, very crazy to see, guys. Look at that. Huge flame over here, okay? Lots of people were able to see this happen. Lots of video footage coming out. Now this from Christopher Miller. New Maxar satellite images showing the aftermath of this morning's large-scale Ukrainian drone attack on an ammunition depot in Toropets, Russia, about 240 miles west of Moscow that triggered massive explosions. Pics 1-3 before September 7th and pics 2 and 4 aftermath September 18th. Okay, so we got before and after pictures. Here's the facility that I was showing you guys. Now look at it on fire, okay? Literally the entire thing looks like it's up in smoke, especially down here. And when we zoom in, or if you look closely here, we can see that a lot of these buildings are black, okay? They've been destroyed. So definitely a massive hit. We got more pictures here. So here's the bottom of that facility where a lot of their weapons were stored here in the large portion of it. Now look, okay? So this is a zoomed in photo right here. We can see definitely major hits here. A lot of these are destroyed. Looks like some of these might still be intact, some of these storage buildings here, but many of them definitely blown up. And I wouldn't be surprised too that the other ones caught on fire nearby, considering how close they are to each other once they were hit, okay? So let's move on now. Another report from War Translated Dmitry. No, it was a drone. No, that was a fighter jet the moment the ammunition depot was hit. So I believe these are Russian soldiers in the streets yelling as they hear a drone or something coming in, which most likely was a drone, and then it strikes the facility, and then they're yelling and screaming. So take a look at this. Pay attention to the subtitles.
Бля. Ебать! Да ну нахуй! Это беспилотник был, я управил, ебать! Охуеть! Нахуй! И что, летят, походу, нет? Не, это беспилотник был. Не, это точнее истребитель был. Нахуй тебя, Леха, что ты нахуй, что там в толпе стоять? Слава богу, живой, ёбаный. О, ебать. Бля.
All right, pretty nuts. You know, they start running away in mass panic and terror. And if you notice, they said they were lucky to be alive, considering they were so close to that thing when it blew up. And something, I'm not sure if you guys were able to catch this, but just prior to the explosion, whenever whatever the object was coming in, supposedly we're being told that it was drones. It almost sounded like there was some sort of rocket coming in, not necessarily a drone, but it's really hard to tell. But it sounds like it came in very fast, and typically when it's the drones, we can hear the propeller on those things, and they'll make a particular sound, but this one did sound a little bit different. So who knows exactly what that was being used, but from what we're being told, it was drones, okay? I did hear a couple reports that missiles were striking this. Now, these would have to obviously be Ukrainian missiles, right? So I'm not sure 100%, but it does sound a little different in the video. It doesn't really sound like a drone, but some of these guys are saying that it was one. So let me know what you think down below, or what information you might have in regards to that. So now we got another video here from Max24. Another video showing as the sun came up, this facility on fire. So it's 20 seconds. Take a look. All right, this is actually perfect video footage right here, because this person is far enough away to show how much smoke came from this facility and how massive it is. I mean, look at that. That's miles wide of smoke from that facility after it got hit. This is obviously later into the morning. when it was probably still burning, but not as big as it was towards the beginning. So very crazy, guys. Let's go ahead and move on now. We've got another report here from Igor Sushko. I think this is our last video. Russia, the blast wave from explosions of tens of thousands of tons of missiles and explosives warehoused at a military base in Tver region caused the residents' ears to bleed. Not crazy? For reference, Iskander missile weighs 4 tons. North Korean Kan-23 missile weighs 3 tons. So 19-second video. I believe it's our last one. Take a look.
Отсюда ракурс не очень, но дым вот он. Прям вот. Прям, это прям жесть. Я вот только что уши обработал, у меня с ушей кровь потекла, пока я бегал по делам. Вот. Ну, сами все поймете. Отсюда ракурс не очень, но дым...
Alright, so our final video footage showing the massive amounts of smoke coming from that facility in the Tver region after it was blown up later into the morning. So, very crazy, guys. Let's move on now. We've got one more picture here from Ozen Technical. It says, secondary explosions continue to rock Russia's massive 107th GRAU arsenal in Toropets. And I believe this is the name of that facility, 107th GRAU arsenal. Okay, and it says locals report that the facility continues to burn and explode. So somebody was able to capture some secondary explosions here. It almost looks like fireworks going off that we can see here in the video footage just over what appears to be some sort of pond or river maybe. So insane to see, guys. So let's move on now to Tendar. Somebody hacked the website of the Municipal Administration of Toropets Tver region where the ammunition site exploded last night. Looks like Budanov, the GUR head, sends his regards. So this was being reported on X that supposedly somebody had hacked the Municipal Administration website for the Tver region in Toropets. And apparently their website went down. So it looks like they got cyber attacked at the same time, around the time that this happened. So thought that was pretty crazy. I wanted to share that with you guys as well. So now we're going to move on to Bliskovka. There are also reports of a massive fire in the Russian city of Yaroslavl. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Hopefully I am. Sorry if I'm not. According to the Russian media, it is noted that the fire broke out in a warehouse of fuel and lubricants and gas equipment. The causes are still unknown. So it looks like we've got 2 videos here of this fuel and lubricant facility catching on fire. We've got multiple fires breaking out here and pictures also. Let's start with these 2 videos. Okay, we'll stop it there. It's pretty much the same thing throughout the video. But yes, we have been seeing a lot of these fires breaking out all over Russia. But if you notice, a lot of them have been near Moscow. Okay, either in the Moscow region or very close by. The Yaroslavl district is not too far away. It's just a little bit north, like northeast of Moscow, maybe no more than 100, 200 kilometers away. It's not too far away from the Moscow region. Yeah, we've been seeing so many of these fires breaking out, so we don't know exactly what caused it. Was this a sabotage event? Was this just a freak accident? But, regardless of whatever this was, we've seen lots of fires here inside of Russia lately. So one more video to take a look at. Okay, now this looks like some sort of warehouse or storage building that was potentially on the property here at this facility, also catching on fire. We can see this one burn to the ground. Looks like a storage shed or something. So this looks like maybe multiple fires that broke out on this property. So was this maybe some saboteurs that came in here and lit this place on fire? I mean, it's a fuel and lubricant plant, so who knows? Obviously, lots of critical infrastructure, especially gas facilities inside of Russia being targeted repeatedly, even with drones. So it is possible that maybe this was the act of Ukrainian saboteurs, or who really knows. We obviously don't know the causes according to this information. So there's a picture there of that fire in the background. Then we've got one more too. Okay, so major fire breaking out at this facility. This was being reported a lot just yesterday evening. Okay, so now we've got a couple reports coming out from the Kursk region. Nothing too crazy, but a few updates here. No reports Kursk and border operations day number 44, fighting near Borky, and Ukraine is still attacking towards Glushkovo. An overview of all events happening in Kursk and other border regions combined in this thread. So we've got this picture that's been released. So we know about this second incursion that has broken out over here. Looks like Ukraine is still trying to work their way towards Glushkovo, and what they're trying to do is cut off a lot of the Russian troops that are operating just to the west over here on the western front of Ukraine's incursion right now. And I noticed that there's a new section here that might be opening up. Ukraine may have launched another incursion. I haven't heard too many updates coming out from Kursk, to be honest with you, over the last like 24, 48 hours. There's been some minor reports of, a few small towns being taken here and there, and then sometimes the Russians taking over a few towns. But mainly what we know Ukraine is trying to do is use this second incursion to push up into Glushkovo, and then essentially cut off this entire section here and potentially surround the Russians that are stuck here. And I've heard upwards of 8,000 are here in this area, and they're up here near Kornevo as well. We also reported just the other day that Ukraine had pushed forward to a few towns over here. So this is current as of today as well. And then also this district of a few towns there taken over. We discussed these a few days ago. So I don't see any major changes happening here other than maybe just more pressure from the Russians with their counteroffensive in this region. And we haven't seen too many major developments happening here, okay? So also from Leskovka, defense forces have stopped a Russian army counteroffensive in the Kursk region. Alexei Dmitrashkovsky, a spokesman for the military commandant's office in the Kursk region, told AFP. The situation has been stabilized, and today everything is under control. They have not succeeded, he said. At the same time, Dmitrashkovsky noted that Russian troops had entered one of the settlements. Okay, so according to this information, what's being reported is Ukraine has apparently stopped the counteroffensive from the Russians. We heard a little bit of that just like maybe 3-4 days ago or so, that Ukraine had apparently put a stop to the Russian offensive in this area, but this will continue to develop every single day. So we'll go ahead and keep monitoring it, see if we get some more updates moving forward. So also, we're going to move on now. There was this report coming out today of from Nexta here, breaking. There was a shooting at the Wildberries head office in Moscow. Office workers and students of a nearby university were evacuated. Wildberries reported that Vladislav Bakalchuk, if I'm saying that right, the husband of the company's owner, and armed guards, tried to illegally enter the head office. Wildberries is Russia's largest online retailer. The company's founder, Tatiana Bakalchuk, is the richest woman in Russia. She recently announced the start of divorce proceedings with her husband. So this is video footage here, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to show it because there's like gunshots going off. I think it might be a little too graphic to show here on YouTube. Yeah, basically the husband of the richest woman in Russia, Vladislav Bakalchuk, apparently this is probably some sort of personal thing going on. As his wife has started divorce proceedings. That's what's being reported here. So he basically stormed one of their major offices here for Wildberries, one of the largest online retailers in Russia, and he brought a bunch of armed guards with him, and there was basically a shootout. There was reports of, I think, one person that lost their lives, and a bunch of people that were being injured have been brought to the hospital. So this appears to be more on like a personal level, but this was something big that was reported today in Russia. So nonetheless, more chaos happening inside of Moscow. So also from Anton Gerashenko, we're going to talk about the Belarusian president now. Meanwhile, Lukashenko claims that Americans have instructed Kiev to attack Belarus infrastructure. An attack on Belarus is World War III, he threatens. So last I knew, Belarus is still building up troops on the border. Ukraine was warning them a little while back to pull their troops back away from the border with Ukraine. So I still don't know what Belarus is up to. What are they planning? Are they planning to join the war? Are they preparing to go to war? I mean, we've seen a lot of their military equipment, lots of tanks and armored vehicles heading to the border with Ukraine, even with tactical signs on them with the letter B, I think. And the Belarusian president's coming out a lot in these conferences lately, and speaking very provocatively. So he's basically going to claim here that the Americans have instructed Ukraine to attack Belarus. So take a look at this.
Американцы указали Киеву, если сложатся обстоятельства, атаковать нашу инфраструктуру по южной границе. Причина – российские беспилотники летают над территорией, рядом с территорией Беларуси. И я хочу спросить у американцев, вы мира хотите, мирных переговоров или эскалации ситуации? Я не зря это спрашиваю, потому что они в последнее время очень часто намекали нам о переговорах. И даже выдвинули условия к этим переговорам. Мы согласились. А как тогда это понимать? Но я хочу просто в связи с этим предупредить наших противников, наших соперников и тех, кто не понимает еще. Не надо этого делать. Это пойдет не на пользу не только региону Европы, но и всей планете. Нападение на Беларусь, запомните это Третья мировая война.
All right, pretty crazy, right? If you notice at the end there, he says an attack on Belarus is the start of World War III. Okay, so I don't know if Ukraine is planning to attack Belarus. Many people would say no, they're not. Why would they attack Belarus? What would they gain by attacking Belarus? Why would they want to draw them into the conflict and whatnot? But who really knows what's going to happen here? I haven't heard too many updates coming out from Belarus, but what I do know lately is that the Belarusian president here, Lukashenko, has been coming out a lot lately and speaking like this, okay? So I thought I would share that with you guys. He's been talking like this a lot over the past few weeks. So one last thing I want to show you guys, quick update coming out from Ukraine. This is from the Ukrainian Review. Ukraine will receive the promised SAMP-T air defense system from Italy by the end of September. So it looks like within the next couple weeks, they should be getting this SAMP-T air defense system. I reported to you guys this just a few days ago that Italy was planning to send one over to Ukraine. And also they were supposed to be getting a Patriot battery as well, but I think from the Netherlands. But the Netherlands ended up backing out of that deal. I think they were having some issues with getting supplies to get this thing operational for them, this Patriot missile system. So it looks like Ukraine's not going to be getting it from the Netherlands right now, but maybe they will in the near future. So yeah, guys, just wanted to share some of these details coming out from Ukraine over the last 24 hours. That's the most I've got for you. Maybe we'll get some more information coming out today, and maybe more details in regards to the Kursk region. I'd like to do another update on Kursk. Hopefully we get some good details coming out here in the next 24 hours. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you with that. Hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.